So my name is Dayo. I'm from Nigeria, and I'm talking to you about social media behavior of politicians online. It's quite interesting. The last presenter from Kenya, I find lots of similarities and also lots of differences. Quite interesting. This presentation is the result of a research project which has taken a few months. Nigeria, so he spoke about the Kenyan election which held last year. For every Nigerian, the 2019 elections are terribly important for a lot of reasons. And the reason why, so what we were interested in this research, to determine a number of things, to see what politicians are doing online, and to see the direction of discourse online too. And I'll come to that in a moment. Also, it was important to look at what politicians were doing online, because traditional means of coming into power in Nigeria are problematic. And so he spoke of persuasion. In Nigeria, the bottom line is not the campaigns you do on the roads and from town to town. Other things come into consideration. The issue of money. So people just throw money around. You can package food in nylon bags, and at the end of the day, that campaigns more to the needs of people than mere words, and they are terribly important particularly rural Nigeria where people don't have food to eat. Also, another thing that plays an important role is the issue of what we call in Nigeria godfatherism. So you go through primaries and win elections, and the godfather just says, no, you're not free, and put somebody else there. So those are traditional means by which people come into power, and increasingly social media has become important because younger professionals are coming into the political fray, and naturally they're using social media, and we wanted also to see what bearing they had on things. So why is this important? I think that I also confessed from the beginning that personally my interest in the research was not just to do academic exercise and produce data, but also as a journalist to see what we could do, what stories we could tell from the data that we come up with. So it's important to the extent that it will provide a whole range of data, particularly if we disaggregate the data for the Nigerian public as the elections come closer. I also think this is important. It will also help us probably from the kind of stories we do to sanitize the social media space, so that the terrible things that happen with traditional means of campaigns and persuasion and all that wouldn't be transferred on the social media space. And also, we're looking at the data, and we think that we can actually project, looking at what people are talking about, what interests the politicians, and conversely what interests ordinary Nigerians, and maybe probably set political agendas. So what methodology did we use? First, we had to determine what politicians to look at, and in a place as diverse as Nigeria is in terms of religion, ethnicity, gender, and so on. There's so much dichotomy in Nigeria that whatever project you undertake, you must be sensitive to all the necessity of balancing all this, religion, ethnicity, and all that. So a lot of things came into play in determining who to examine. And that's the process of whatever business you would do in Nigeria. So we had to think of who are the most popular politicians on Twitter. This is entirely based on Twitter. And how do you determine that? Their followership, their engagement, who's retweeting what they are tweeting, and all that. But we also had to look at religion, which political parties they belong to, and issues like that. And so also we had to source data and harvest all these tweets. I think for each politician we worked with politicians we had at least 1,900 tweets, and we had less than that, we just coded all the tweets. We also had to, and that's something else we also talked about, identify the key things we will be dealing with. And how did we do this? We looked at the most engaging things that people were talking about, the politicians, what interested the politicians, and what people were also retweeting and favoriting. There are two sets of coders in Nigeria and here, and so at the end of the day we found disparities. So, and that's easy to understand. So one person understands a tweet as dealing with security, the other person thinks it's the economy. So there had to be a process of reconciliation to ensure that we knew what we were talking about. And then the analysis and commentary, which has resulted in this report and presentation. So what are the findings? As an ordinary Nigerian, Professor Lade is a Nigerian by birth. We have some preconceptions, and this exercise actually debunked some of those things that I believe. And it also threw up a lot of other interesting things. So we found that first, Twitter is not being widely used by Nigerian politicians. And that accords with what I say. The politician in Nigeria doesn't have the normal conversation to persuade voters because he has other means he can use to rise into power. So I think perhaps this is a sign of the disdain, natural disdain that politicians have for the voters. And so they don't use Twitter much. They don't use social media much. The president and other politicians online. We're talking about who are the people we recognize. The president of Nigeria, and that's somebody who is nearly 80 years old. It's interesting. We're talking about El Rufai, the governor of Kaduna State, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, who left the APC, All Progressive Party, last year to join the opposition party. Why? Because he wants to run for election. And also the Senate President, Bukola Saraki, also prominent on our list, is Senator Bruce from Aiyetan. And so who is tweeting what? What are they talking about? We found that Buhari, for example, has 1.4 million followers. President Trump, I think, has more than 50 million followers. Raila Odinga has close to 2 million in Kenya, has close to 2 million followers. And Uhuru Kenyatta has more than, how many? 3.1 million. So this just shows that these politicians are not using Twitter too much. And also the rate of retweets, if you look at this, what are they talking about? If you look at this, Buhari is talking about the economy mostly and restructuring. Atiku is talking about the security situation, the economy, and interestingly, restructuring. I'll come quickly to this. Then Bruce, who's from the South, is talking about mostly about the economy. And so we determine that the two big issues people are concerned about are the economy and security. Interestingly, corruption perhaps is the most problematic thing in Nigeria. Huge corruption. But interestingly, we found politicians are not talking about corruption. The two politicians who are fairly talking about corruption are politicians in the opposition. So then we have Bruce and Fayose. Fayose, interestingly, who is governor of Ekiti State and is facing corruption charges. There are the two people talking about corruption. The president is not talking about corruption, the Senate president is not talking about it, and so people are shouting, but to show that Nigerians are interested in the issue of corruption. When anybody tweets about corruption, that's what gets the most scrutiny. So it shows that Nigerians are keen about talking about this thing, this issue, but politicians are shying away. Restructuring. It's also interesting that Atiku is the one talking mostly about corruption. In Nigeria, the divide is the oil producing south-south, the north is non-oil producing, and so any northerner who is talking about restructuring, supporting restructuring, is a strange thing. But we find that the president and the former vice president, Atiku, who are northerners, because of politics, because they want to pander to, the current discourse, are speaking vociferously about restructuring. The person from the south, oil producing south-south, who should be talking about restructuring, is not talking about it. And what does restructuring mean? It means dismantling the political, geographical, and economic structures so that oil producing areas can earn more money from the oil. We also find that security is another major concern in mainstream media, and Buhari and Atiku tend to talk mostly about corruption. But we also notice that while Buhari, who is the president, is tweeting about security, to rally the people. So if there's a bomb blast in the north, he's talking about, commiserating with the family, this is what we're doing. But Atiku, the opposition person, is using that issue to criticize government reaction to the issue of security. So I see news of the bomb. These are examples, of, I don't have the time because my professor friend is going to keep me out of this. These are the kinds of ways by which the two of them tweet. Finally, 2019 election is just less than a year away, and none of them is talking about it. So I say less than 12 months to go. Many players in the political arena do not really talk about it. So the people who are also talking about, they are the opposition politicians. The politicians that were kicked, rejected by Nigerians in the last election, they are now the ones that are, so it's also an indication possibly that the current government is not doing well, and so it doesn't want to start to address the issue of the election yet. But the important thing is that the elections are so close and they are not engaging Nigerians on Twitter, on social media to talk about the issues that are germane to Nigerians. So my concluding thoughts are the fact that, number one, it's surprising that Buhari still remains the most popular politician on social media in terms of followership, in terms of engagement, because there has been a lot of pushback on his government that he's not done well. Even many of us progressives that supported him we are raising a lot of questions. Corruption might not be on social media, one of the big issues that people are talking about. And also, increasingly, Ben Bruce, in terms of his engagement, is a wealthy politician from the South, but in terms of his engagement, he's increasing followership, and the retweet and all that, he's a politician to watch. Unfortunately, he's from the South, and by the power equation in Nigeria, he can't even start to think of becoming president. But our findings is that he's a very popular politician.